This is how I remember it. It was like a beeping, I could just hear a ringing noise, and I'm just thinking, fuck, I'm still alive. Do you get what I'm saying?
Everybody gotta make sacrifices. Sometimes it ain't as simple as black and white is. Especially when you got a bit of gangster writers. Trap star, rap star, man of gangster writers. We was blending in rentals with cats as drivers. I used to stack all the 20s, spend all the fivers. Nowadays everybody wanna go viral. Well, I got 'em on the needle like an old vinyl. 2021, year of the entitled. They say the trilogy itself's like the street.
A lot of things are happening for me at that time. I was just active in it. I was just an active person at that time. I don't know why I got shot or who by or whatever, but there was a lot, that was the life I was living at that time. So it could have been from anything. It could have been mistaken identity. It could have been anything. But at that time, I was active, like I said in it. Just doing a lot of shit. So I was with my cousin at the time, went to pick up my younger mate, he was like 2 years younger than me, went to Nando's, got some food and that, went barbers, but was going Ibiza 2 days later. That's why I went to the barbers. Was going Ibiza, was all going Ibiza. Ended up going to the barbers. The barber kept telling me 10 minutes. We were all sat outside there. There's about 10 of us outside there, and by the time it was my turn, everyone had got off, and it was just me and two others. And then that's when it happened. And it was like a Call of Duty. I explain it like this because this is how I remember it. It was like a beeping, I could just hear a ringing noise, and I'm just thinking, fuck, I'm still alive. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know. And then I just ended up crawling, and I just heard like bullets just going past me, hitting the floor. And then my cousin ended up picking me up. Boom, we just ended up going to the hospital. Yeah, it is weird. It is weird coming back. It's just like that's where like something significant happened in it. It happened right here. Literally, there's the barbers there. Yeah, it was just all chilling in this alley here. It's just weird, man. It feels like I'm not supposed to be here, innit? It's just like a weird vibe.
So this is it?
Yeah, we was just all chilling here. Car ended up coming past, innit? Car just pulled up and just started letting shots off. Life changing, but good. I'm kind of glad it happened. Well, I'm glad it happened. It needed to happen at that point. Even like certain friends I had and whatnot at the time. It's just good. It just needed to happen to like, kind of change the course of my life and like how we even viewed life and whatnot. So I'm glad it happened. I started MMA probably maybe about 9 months after. It was like the start of 2014. It was started MMA. People think it was because this happened, but it wasn't. It was just something that obviously it came into my life at the right time. Though, 'cause it was kind of a way to let out anger almost. You know what I'm saying? It's just a gym opened up in Manchester. My cousin used to go there. He said come down. I ended up going down and I loved it. It was just like, it felt like a getaway almost. It was just like something to do. And then while I was doing it, I wasn't thinking about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is where I was born here. The famous massage, yeah. I lived here till I was about maybe 4, 5, probably 5 or something, 5 I think. Like Sundays at my nan's was sick, that was in Old Trafford. Everyone used to go there on a Sunday. My whole family, I got a big family. My dad My dad's got like 9 brothers and sisters, so I've got a lot of cousins, and like a Sunday was sick. Food, loads of food, music, obviously the family getting together. There's a lot of family, so a lot of things used to happen as well, even like just my cousins, just fighting with my cousins. That's where it first started. Like I've got cousins that are like a year older than me. I've got one that's a year younger than me, and like we used to always get made to fight and stuff, so the battles started from then. That's when I first started to fight really against my cousins and stuff like that, and because he was older, he was always a bit stronger than me, so I felt like that's really what shaped me, like them battles there. I would have been 3 or 4, obviously. I remember like little things from around here. I remember all my dad's friends being out here and having like a water fight. I remember it being snowing, me driving my remote control car around this bit here. I actually remember like driving up and down the curb with my remote control car that I got for Christmas when it was snowy. I would have been 3 years old then. They're the things I remember. I remember like the earliest memory of his when I pulled up. My granddad was in the drivers in his purple Mondeo. I can't remember what it was, and I remember being in the back, and all this was locked off with police tape. And the police officers come to my car and he said, "Are you whatever name?" And he's saying, basically my dad had been shot. So I remember my granddad said, "Jesus Christ!" I remember it like it was yesterday when we drove to the hospital around the corner, whatever, and then I ended up seeing my dad. But it's just like weird, man. It's just like you can just you remember certain things, and that one's like a memory that's always stuck with me. And I probably would have been about 3 or 4 years old then. Obviously around here, this is my side, innit? This is like a lot of people, it happens to a lot of people around here, innit? And yeah, man. Now these are good times because this was before I was like 15, before things like, do you get what I'm saying, like things got serious and stuff like that. But so these are good times. These are just knocking about as a kid. You get bikes, you get motorbikes, you get whatever you get, but these are fun times. I've even got a scar here from where I come off a bike on here. We had a stolen Joe Knight. It's like a moped, old school one, that we took from over there actually, and it was flying down here. And we seen the guys on the bridge. So I braked as hard as I could, and obviously when you press the front brake, the bike comes from underneath you, innit? So we've had some fun times in there, loads of fun times, man. So and I feel like I had a good childhood, I'd say. Obviously I didn't have all the best of everything, but I feel like that's what made the childhood, innit? And we used to go out and get things really, and it was just fun times, man. Used to be like maybe 6, 7 of us here and just cutting about. Coming back here now, it's just weird, like being me now. If that makes sense, like obviously I'm 30 now, do you know what I mean? Last time I was here, it's like probably like what, 13 or something, 12, 13. So it's just mad, like looking at it now, like all these like little escape spots we used to have. This used to be Stockport Road here. That's like a main road, so anything that used to happen, we used to just like run, boom, through the back, and like we had like a little gap here that we used to just get onto. And once we was on here, it was safe. You know, it's not like you just join a gang or anything like that. You just kind of just get into it. It's like your group of friends, innit? And then end up having a problem with somebody else, and then it just stems from that kind of stuff. And like it's kind of not all you know, but you find quick ways of earning money or whatnot, and you just stick to that. You never jump out of that comfort zone almost. But I actually thought I'd be a footballer or something. That was what I always thought, you know what I'm saying? Whether I was good enough or not, that's another thing, but I always thought I was going to be a footballer. I would never have looked 20 years ahead and thought, oh, I'm going to be a UFC fighter. I was always like, not scared of that kind of stuff, but I'd never like want to fight in front of someone, do you get what I'm saying, or in front of a crowd or whatever. I always, like, if it went off here, like with a group of friends, then I'd be on it, but like fighting in front of a crowd against another trained fighter was like, that was scary to me then. If I was to speak to a young lad now, I'd just say like find something you love doing from young, and obviously just stick to it, and just like, because obviously if you're good at something, you can make money from it, innit? Like almost anything in the world. So just put some time into something positive in it. Like the street shit's a waste of time at the end of the day. Like fucking hell, the proof's in the pudding, innit? I felt like everything that's happened to me needed to happen. I had to see everything. I had to see that kind of life and what I don't want to go back to.
Time. Sometimes I don't text you back, but I never mean to disrespect you. I'm on the road trying to do this thing. I know you see where man's trying to get to. I've been around the world and back. I ain't met anybody I want to be with more than you. That's why when the sun goes down at night, man, I call it.
So this is my uncle's gym, Oliver Harrison's gym. This is where it all started basically for me. Both my uncles were world champion Thai fighters, and went on to obviously do the coaching. They've had big fighters. They've had Martin Murray, Amir Khan, many other up and coming fighters. So a lot of guys that have come out of Manchester have come out of here.
My name is Tomasz Mazurkiewicz. I'm the former professional boxer, and I'm the amateur head coach and one of the pro coaches in our gym. Some people just born to fight. They're just born fighters, and he was one of them. He is one of them. Later on, we've been even sparred together a few times. So, in my opinion, he's one of them MMA fighters which had enough good boxing skills to turn pro. He could even compete in pro game as well in boxing. This is how high level his boxing is. Like I said, he's one of them. He's just born to fight. I think he's the part of the family. All of them was like this. Like Humphrey, his uncle, Oliver as well, which was the main guy in our gym. People just born to fight, to be honest.
That's my uncle Humphrey. There, he's a champion as well. It's my uncle Oliver as well. Like my uncle would just say, "Oh, get in the gym and get in the ring and spar." Like I've got no training. Do you get what I'm saying? You're just like, what do I do? And you're literally just going off what you've watched on TV. Like you don't know what to do, but you just learn on the go. In it, I'm a natural fighter. It was good. My uncle's passed away now. My coaching uncle, but still things he used to tell me just stick with me now. Just the work ethic and that, and just like the way he used to speak to me and that. I was close to my uncle in the fighting terms, and I wish I'd done more work with him, man. I wish he was still here today. This gym's in Salford, so a lot of the bad boys are from around here, and he's seen them all come and go. Some go to jail, some die, and he used to just say, stay off the streets, get in the gym, work hard. And when we was here, he used to always just give me good coaching tips, man. Just like, he'll tell you innit, if he wants you to quit, if you should quit, if you're wasting your time, he'll say innit, like he'll tell you the real deal.
Get down.
New York streets would kill us a walk like Pistol Pete and Pappy Mason. Gave the young boys admiration. Prince from Queens and Fritz from Harlem, street legends. The drugs kept the hood from starving. Pushing cars, Nicky
Bro, this fucking guy, you know. Bro, he's freaky, bro.
He loves the fighting. Even when he's not training and stuff, a lot of fighters, they're not bothered because they just use so much time in the gym. But he's one of the guys who goes home and study himself, and I think he's very self-critical about himself as well, and that's why he's growing so much. That's why he's such a good fighter. Definitely. You can never, like, everything can happen in life, and this is a crazy sport. But from what we see now, he has the champ. Like, he could be a champ. I don't see anybody beating him because he's gonna figure them out and he's gonna find his way, like he's done in all his fights. Like he's probably one of the English fighters who's been thrown into the line on the start. You know, a lot of people, especially when they come from England, they get built up a little bit in the UFC. He got thrown in with the best, and he's just grown every time. So he has that champ, he has that X factor. You need to be a champ.
How good, with all due respect to him, because he's a legend and we absolutely love him,
Edson Barboza and you?
It would. Do you know what? I've been offered that fight in the past, and I wasn't ready.
Have you?
It would, yeah, I wasn't ready. I did get offered that fight in the past, but it would be a good fight in the future. I was speaking to somebody about it last month as well. And I'd love to fight him in Brazil. If I was going to fight him, I'd love to fight him in Brazil. That'd be sick.
You're a sick man. You're a sick man.
Yeah,
Love that.
Exactly. Yeah.
You wanna search me, but hurry up, cause I'm thirsty. I need that in my system. P on my side twisting. In club duvet with a chick that go both ways. Let me see that ID just for room for. Put a drink to the gone. Hit the dance floor like a scene from soft porn. For it, make them start it.
2 days before the fight, it's the Thursday. I got to the States nearly 2 weeks ago now, just to acclimatise and stuff like that. The air out here is different, the time zone's different, 8 hours behind here, so it's important for me to like get here a bit earlier and acclimatise and get used to it, man. It's done us good. Not much to do on a Thursday, literally, like energy's low. Just get through the day, get through the day really. Today's just about putting weight, all the hard work's done. My weight's good. I've got probably about 10 pounds to lose, which is nothing. We've had more than that loads of times, so we're in a good place. Training's been good, camp's been good. Just dying to just get weighed in now and just get it over and done with. It's not the first time in Vegas, but it's the first time fighting in the States. I went to come to Vegas in 2015 and I watched McGregor, Mendes here in Las Vegas, so since then I've always wanted to fight here. The ultimate goal of fighting is to be champion first, financially free to feed my family. It's all about putting food on the table. And providing for my family and myself, obviously. But the goal is success in fighting. Really, that's why I got into it. I love fighting, and I want to be champion.
I've been Larone's head coach for almost a decade now. This fight is like a perfect fight for all the things that we've been preparing for, like for a number of years to come together. Larone was scheduled to fight Dan Ige back in, like, I think March, so he took a little injury at the end of that camp, like 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out maybe. So we got this fight about 7 weeks ago, so we've managed to just handle the end of that injury, and like we've done like a good 6 weeks of preparation. For every UFC fight that we've had, we've like always obstacles in terms of like injuries, like everything that we've been rehabbing, but for the last 6 weeks it's been like almost smooth sailing in terms of what output we've been able to get and everything been putting together. So as smoothly as these things can go, we're very prepared for every eventuality, and also camp's been fantastic, so we just got to put it together on the night now. Like Edson's like quite a dangerous fighter as he goes backwards and finds his feet, but in between that he makes a lot of mistakes with his feet and makes a lot of mistakes with his defenses in tight, so brought in a few different bodies and travelled a little bit to find the best little bits of sparring that can replicate some of the looks that Edson gives. And yeah, we've narrowed in on like a specific plan of how we believe that we're best equipped to work against it in terms of like controlling distance, getting inside and making Edson work hard. We've got many ways to win this fight, and it's going to go our way 100%. I've been saying that since I started with him. Like, you know, there's like an A-type star of athlete, and not only in terms of athleticism, in terms of like his mental approach to the game, and he ticks all the boxes. He's like really the figurehead of our gym, and everyone looks at what needs to get done to get to the very top. So I have no doubt in my mind that we'd beat Edson Barboza, we'd move along and move up the rankings. It's just about experience. Obviously, Edson had 30 fights. It's our 8th fight now in the UFC, maybe the 7th fight. So the difference between the top 15 and the top 10 is massive. The difference between the top 10 and the top 5 is massive again. So looking to get inside the top 10 with this fight, or maybe get a top 10 guy after this one and then progress forward. I really like the matchups in the top 5 for Larone in terms of skill set and stuff like that. So there's a big test, a big obstacle to get through, but once we get through, I believe that Larone will be champion by the end of 2025, early 2026.
I first trained with Larone properly, sparring for his UFC debut. He's progressed massively. How long has he been in the UFC? 5-6 years. So it's been nice to be able to work with him, watch him progress, and him obviously help me progress as well over that time. To be at the level he's competing at, there's no way around it, you know what I mean? You've got to be the hardest worker in the gym to get to the top 15, top 10 in the planet, on the planet in a sport. You've got to be, you know, talented but exceptionally hard working. I think he's proven that. I think he proves it every time as well. I mean, he gets better every time. He's improving in the areas that he maybe needed work, and he shows it every time. So I think this fight's the one that'll kind of prove that he's at that top 10 level, championship level. I've been enjoying playing chess for probably a year and a half now, and Lerone's played it previously but got into it more on this trip. There's definitely a correlation from chess to fighting. For me, specific, more like for jiu-jitsu. It's thinking like a couple of moves ahead, making them make the mistakes. So yeah, we're enjoying playing that at the minute. Naturally, he's a striker, more of a striker, but I think he's not really had a reason to show that other side of his game as much. So I think he's going to strike with the guy, but he can also use, you know, mixed martial arts. He's good everywhere, so I wouldn't be surprised to see, you know, a TKO or even a submission. We'll see. For this camp specifically, it's gone perfect. He's fit, sharp, ready for 5 rounds. Looking forward to it.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. I run New York. I get it. I get it. Yeah. I took quarter water, sold it in bottles for $2. The Coca-Cola came and bought it for billions. What the fuck? Have a baby by me, baby. Be a millionaire. I write the check before the baby comes.
There is a house in New Orleans. They call the rising sun.
The weightings, people obviously say it's like that's the hardest part of it, and it is. It's tough. It takes everything out of you, you know, and then to go on and have to kind of go face to face with your opponent and make sure you're not really showing that weakness or struggle. That can be tough as well, but like I say, he's experienced and he knows what he's doing, and he'll be rehydrated and refueled and ready to go by this afternoon, to be honest. Just kind of being there for whatever he needs, whether that's like he's got his food and his drink with him. Yeah, just there's not much, to be honest. There's not much you can do. You know, you're gonna feel them emotions. You just gotta go through it, and he's well experienced, so you know he knows what he's doing.
This is the part that people don't see. Do you get what I'm saying? The weight cut and stuff like that. And it's hard on the body. This is a fight in itself before the fight. Do you get what I'm saying? So I just feel happy I've got through this now. But we're just gonna use the next 24 hours, whatever we've got, to just recover and get as much carbs in us as possible, rehydrate and stuff.
I feel a sense of excitement, really. I know how ready he is. Like we've been here for 2 weeks, like, and the conversation's been about today, and now we're getting excited. And it's so ready for tomorrow, so ready for every eventuality, you know, and so ready to see like the best Lerone Murphy yet, and push forward from that, and yeah, excited for it all.
Well, he's more excited than me, but I'm no one getting in there. It's a bit different. But yeah, man, we're looking forward to it, man. Like whatever, looking forward to it. That's what we work for, innit? To get to this point. So time to show levels.
Never nervous for him. Never nervous at all. I truly believe in his capabilities. I'm excited for him, for us, for his experience, for everybody together. And I'm excited for like on the flight home. I was like saying that was unbelievable, and now like the next thing's gonna be even better than this. So yeah, it's anticipation, but like anticipation towards like a positive outcome. He knows he's got a war in front of him. He knows that this guy, that Lerone's coming here to take everything that he's done away from him and to improve his record further and to push on to bigger things and things like that. And he's far from a gatekeeper, but for us, is someone that's standing between the way and our dreams, and he isn't going to take that from us. So whether he look with a happy face or a sad face, the outcome's still going to be the same.
It's different when you look into someone's eyes, and I feel like it just feels that's when the fight feels real. Like they're right in front of you. You've been thinking about it for 6 weeks, and then they're there right in front of you. So now it's the business end. Like there's no more games. Like it's a war.